Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
Coming up, we are Olympics crazy, and we have a bunch of apps to help you through the summer games.
Plus, how Google's Nexus 7 stacks up to the iPad, and watch out, your photos may be degraded on iOS. We'll talk about it.
All that plus some teeny tiny little wings.
Is that your...
iPad.
Oh, it's so cute. iPad Today is brought to you by GoToMeeting with HD Faces from Citrix. All it takes is a webcam and a click to turn your online meeting into a high-definition video conference. Meet with colleagues anywhere in the world, even from an iPad. Sign up for your 30-day free trial today at GoToMeeting.com. Click the Try It Free button and use the promo code iPad. And by Ford, featuring the MyFord mobile smartphone app for electric vehicles. The MyFord mobile app makes the electric driving experience fun and efficient. Learn more about the Ford electric vehicle technologies at ford.com/technology. And by Slingbox, which can turn your iPad into a television. With the iPad app from Slingbox, you can watch your home TV on your iPad anywhere you go. Check it out at slingbox.com/twit. We're flying into your hearts today.
Rolling, rolling,
Sorry,
rolling,
we're rolling into your hearts today. I didn't get the memo.
We're bulldozing into your hearts today.
Sarah Lane, I like that embroidered TWiT shirt.
Isn't that fun? You know, Liz wore the same shirt today, and we didn't even call each other this
I didn't even know
morning.
we made those. Those are nice.
They're fun, aren't they?
Yeah,
It's good stuff. Maybe if I
They're
hit
not.
my bra
Those are
strap,
not in our
I'd be
TWiT
even
store,
more
but we
put
have some
together.
great stuff. twit.spreadshirt.com in our TWiT store. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. I work here. But you might not have known that, so you should pick up a shirt or one for a loved one or an enemy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone should be
they'll
wearing
think
TWiT garb.
You're calling them a twit.
Yeah.
And then they'll say,
And they'll say, I'm going to wear this just to spite you. And you'll be like,
yeah, right on, dude.
and we'll be like, thanks.
Right on. So we're a week and a day from the opening of the 2012 Olympics.
Are you an Olympics person? Because I love the Olympics.
Yeah. I love it too.
And between the winter and the summer versions, I prefer summer, even though I love ice skating.
You know why I like the Summer Olympics better? Because Winter Olympics tend to be time trials, you against the clock. And Summer Olympics almost always is you against other people. So it's a race or a swim.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've never really thought of it that way. I mean,
There's gymnastics.
I love Winter Olympics, but I mean, you can't beat gymnastics.
No, I love gymnastics.
Gymnastics is just
And what's
the
that
best
thing where you go with the ribbon? I could do that.
That's rhythmic gymnastics. It's fairly new.
I could do that.
Well, I mean, it was introduced in the 80s, I think, as an official sport of the Olympics.
We're excited. Now, you were in London just a couple of weeks ago. Was London like a buzz?
You know, everyone said, oh, the security's going to be nuts. You're going to have a hard time getting through customs because they're really ramping up. I've had a little bit of issues with the security company that's supposed to be locking everything down there. They're going to have to, well, anyway, that's a long story. Many of you in the UK are probably all too familiar with this. But no, I saw nothing that seemed unusual at all to me. Certainly nothing that seemed to be the product of them getting ready for Olympics, except in the tube, in the underground, there were all these signs everywhere saying Virgin Mobile's going to have free internet access through the summer.
I saw TNT yesterday.
Because
and
of
the
this.
speeds in the tube stations were amazing.
Unbelievable. And it was like the lower you go underground, the better it got, which is so
Well, I think
awesome.
they put the antenna in the core, in the center of the Earth.
Yeah, so it makes it easier.
I think the Olympics really are maybe the last thing now that it's just a global celebration. We used to have World's Fairs and other events, but this is the one time, and I love it that it's every 4 years. There's something that makes it special. The World Cup is kind of like that, too. I love the World Cup. But it's a celebration of all the nations. The other thing that, from a technology point of view, is always interesting with the Olympics is you see, because it's 4 years apart, huge jumps in technology. The television coverage gets better and better. This will be, some people are calling it the Twitter Olympics because there'll be so much Twitter going on. Twitter was around, but barely in 2008. It'll be all about Twitter this year. And
yeah, that's a good point.
It'll be hugely the Internet Olympics in many ways, both people there who will be tweeting and social networking and taking pictures, but also for those of us at home, because of the Internet, we'll be able to see much more of the Olympics. NBC, that's in the U.S., that's who's broadcasting the Olympics, NBC Universal, says that basically everywhere there's a camera recording something, that video will be available. If it's not on broadcast, and a lot of it won't be, it'll be on the internet. That's thousands of hours.
Exactly, and that's actually what brings us to our theme this week. We want to watch the Olympics. We want to get as much of the Olympics as possible on our iPad. How do we do that? Well, it's not a simple solution, actually, but you do have quite a few options. The first two, actually, are both official NBC apps, but they do very different things.
I saw that and I couldn't understand, so I want you to explain, why do they have two apps?
Well, because the first one is called NBC Olympics. If you search for that in the App Store, it comes right up. It's clearly sponsored by GE. There was a GE ad. Now, the issue with this, and a lot of people are blaming the fact that it's powered by Adobe in the App Store, you get some complaints, is it's not the quickest app in the world. It's actually pretty sluggish as far as loading content. But I don't think that makes it a total dud, because it's actually, besides that, set up really nicely, and there's a lot of information here. Now, this is not where you're going to see official streaming, anything. This is highlights, this is background on athletes, a variety of videos about, for example, the science of weightlifting, that sort of thing. So you get a lot of just interesting tidbits about the Olympics in general. I tend to love this stuff.
Do you?
Yeah, because then if I know a lot about all of the guys who are running the 100-meter dash.
That's one thing that makes Olympics unique, is it's up close and personal.
The emotional aspect of the Olympics, I think, is really important, or it's just a bunch of races to me. So that's, this is just the homepage. We've got a sports page that'll break things down by all the sports that are applicable, which is actually where I read more about rhythmic gymnastics, Leo, because I was like, listen,
you knew all about that. I thought that was interesting.
I learned about it on this app.
Yeah,
if I want to know more about rhythmic gymnastics, how it works, when it's going to be on, as far as the Olympics go, who's kind of the favorite type of a thing, that's where I would get this. Then you can obviously drill down by athletes. Team USA, again, this is the Olympics app that's made by NBC, so there's a whole USA slant to this, but they do feature athletes from all over the world, photos, videos, and then in the more area, it's kind of nice. I can say I'm interested in people from my hometown or from the area, or Olympic stories that are based in the Bay Area in general. So I put in my zip code, and NBC says, oh, here's all these videos and athletes, Michael Phelps, of course, being one of them, that are relevant to you for a variety of reasons that relate to the zip code that you entered. So that's kind of fun to me, too, because you always want to root for the hometown hero.
Now, we should point out that if you're not in the U.S., this is not the app for you to get. This is U.S. only. Probably won't only work in the U.S. But for instance, if you're in England, the BBC, which is the official broadcast partner of the Olympics, they have exactly the same apps.
Exactly. In fact, since you mentioned that, we should just pull it up. Because,
aren't you international?
Well, I am. Now
can we watch that in the U.S.? Because I would actually prefer to watch BBC.
Well, so the funny thing about all of these apps is it's sort of hard to know what they're all going to look like when the Olympic Games start. We didn't really want to wait till the Olympics were starting.
So download all of these.
Well,
most of them are free, right?
They're all free. Everything that we're talking about on this show is completely free. The problem I have with the BBC Olympics app is
it's not iPad.
Well, exactly. First of all, it's an iPhone app, so I'm cheating a little bit. But you kind of go like, well, there's not much to it, right? That's because, strangely, navigation breaks. So you can only use, even though it works in landscape mode, it's actually, I tried to pull it back up.
It's like a dock.
It's like a bug. It's weird. It's a dock that goes away forever, though. So it's really somewhat unusable unless you're in portrait mode. That said, this is actually, I think, an essential app for anybody, I mean, whether you're in the U.S. or not, who kind of wants that coverage of the country that's hosting the games.
I want to know what's going on. Yeah, exactly.
Not just, obviously, they're, kind of going to be rooting for the British competitors, but it's just a good perspective to have, I think, because it's very, very exciting when your country is hosting the Olympics. It's a whole different ballgame. You're not just watching it from afar. So this is, again, somewhat similar to what NBC offers. You've got your news, focus on particular players. That's weird, Team USA. Oh, you know why? Oh, that's really smart.
It knows you're in the US.
That. Yeah, because there's two apps. When I downloaded it, I was like, yeah, I want the US version. So it is geolocated for moi.
That's smart.
Yeah, that is smart.
In fact, the chat room just told me if you search for NBC Olympics in Britain, it says, do you mean BBC Olympics? So it knows where you are.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned that well, go ahead and finish this, but I just want to say you mentioned that there are 2 NBC official apps. Actually, there's 3 if you include Universal Sports. So this is a little overwhelming.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of different apps. I don't know which to download.
Well, that's why we're talking about this.
Oh, thank you.
So
you say do get the BBC app.
Yeah, get the BBC app, and it is again an iPhone app. It's totally free though. And then get the NBC Olympics app.
How is that different than the Live Extra app?
All right, so here's where it gets a little bit confusing.
Confused.
NBC decided to push out 2 apps. Why? Well, because there's one app so that if you are a cable subscriber,
which I am,
and your cable package it's a package that includes MSNBC and CNBC.
Okay.
Does that still apply to you? Then you can watch streaming Olympics coverage for no extra fee with this app, which is called NBC Live Extra.
So I have to log in with my cable company's credentials.
And I've already tried to work around it, and it is not possible. Even though I have Comcast internet at home, I do not have a cable package.
Got it.
And I am SOL. Now, that's very annoying, but if you're not SOL, this is a great thing to have, because when you're away from home, that kind of thing, you can make sure that you're watching this stuff.
So the Live Extra gives you a lot of additional stuff, but you have to be a cable subscriber to NBC. See, the problem is NBC Universal has a bunch of channels, including MSNBC and CNBC. So if those are in your cable package in addition to your local NBC station, then you can watch these. By the way, all of this stuff, unfortunately, is loaded with ads.
Well, that's why it's free. That's exactly why it's free. They are loaded with ads. For example, my app right now, we've got a Citibank and a Coca-Cola ad all on the same page. So slightly annoying. Also, I'm not sure if
It's also pre-roll on a lot of this stuff.
I'm not sure if for whatever reason it's going to change. So see, this is what you get, by the way. When you're like, I'd like to watch live streaming, it says, well, who's your provider? And then I say Comcast, and then it goes, yeah, I don't know.
I wish I could slide this banner ad out of the way, but I have to say the quality of the video is HD, is very good quality.
The quality's great.
Yeah.
The problem is that a lot of people are mumbling and grumbling, not only because NBC released 2 apps, and it's like, 2 apps, that's already really confusing.
There's a third, you know.
I didn't even look at that one.
There's a third one. Look this is the third one. NBC Universal Sports Network.
What?
So, well, I'm just saying.
But I think that's more just sports in general. And,
yeah,
but
there is an Olympics. Obviously, there's an very much so. There's an Olympics. Thing.
Being sports and all.
Being sports and all. So.
Right. That's more just that's a sports
I guess it's more of a
general
sports app, but it also has and you don't have to log in or anything. So.
I do feel like NBC. Once you get past the fact that there are 2 apps and that can be kind of confusing, it is sort of nice. It's like, okay, I'm not going to watch live coverage through the NBC app, but I actually like the other one for a lot of supplemental material. And I feel like what's probably going to happen is I'm going to be watching the stuff that I'm able to watch live on my couch on NBC, holding my iPad and looking people up.
I predict this is the last Olympics. In 4 years, now, 2016 Olympics. And I said this 4 years ago, and I was wrong, but I really do hope that everything will be freely available on the internet. Okay, load it with ads, make money, that's fine. You have to pay for this stuff, I understand. But I don't want this artificial paywall that you have to have a cable. I think anybody should be able to watch the whole thing on your iPad. Your iPad should be the perfect vehicle for watching the Olympics.
But I mean, we could talk about how wouldn't it be nice to have HBO a la carte as well. I mean, it's all this
4 years from now.
All right.
4 years.
Are we calling
this
it?
This is the last.
In 4 years, this will all be a distant memory.
I think this is the last year you're going to have all these different weird ways to get it.
Very
There'll be just
optimistic
an
right
Olympics channel with everything.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. In the meantime, there is another app that's really cool. This one is focused on photos, because you've got those like moments where the guy's just inching past the finish line.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting his name. Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt. He's everyone thinks he's going to win again. This is the Reuters Olympics app.
Oh,
it is called Reuters London 2012.
Yeah.
And what's great about it is that it is very much a photojournalistic approach to the Olympics, and it's really nice. So, for example, we're right here in real time, so we can scroll back in the timeline.
By the way,
as far as
you were right. It's Usain, not Hussein.
Usain Bolt starts with a U.
Yeah.
We can scroll back in time. So this is coverage. Obama was it was like a pre-basketball game type thing. And then you can go ahead a bit, but then of course it stops Thursday, July 19th, because we don't know what's happening in the future yet. So this is all the stuff Olympics coverage-wise that is happening, has happened. So if I go ahead and click on this athletics photo, I get some information about a guy with last name Warner jumping in the men's decathlon, long jump at the Canadian track and field Olympic trials in Calgary. Ooh, okay. Now I have a little bit more information on who this guy is, what he's been up to. So this is like a really nice photo. I'm looking at the caption version. I can also look at the headline version and then go ahead and click through into the headline that this photo appeared in. So it's not really just photos on their own. These are photos that Reuters is actually using. Reuters photographers are contributing to these stories, so then I can go ahead and read more about it. What's also cool...
Look at that. This is great.
Neat, huh? Yeah. And you can also... What is the... Oh, yeah, the social stuff I'm not so crazy about, but if I wanted to share this, I could easily do it.
That would be, by the way, one of the things that's missing from these NBC apps, and I would love to see, is some social media going along with it. I'm sure there'll be Facebook pages you could go to where you'll see your friends commenting while you watch and so forth. I'd like to see more of that, you know?
Well, you know, let's see if I can
Isn't that the fun thing to do nowadays when you're watching live events, is to watch the tweets? Like you're watching women's volleyball and just watching the tweets going back and forth.
How has this photo not been shared? I'd share this. Hello. No, okay, so I actually did look at a photo earlier where what you had was an option to share to Twitter or Facebook, but then you could also search through keywords on Twitter. So you could actually see who was talking about this.
Good, so you do get some feedback.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I think it's just, I'm choosing photos that for whatever reason haven't been shared through this. And then you can also, if you go ahead and, this is actually just a little bit of information on medals and ceremonies and what to expect date-wise. But if you click in the settings area, you can also fool around with your photo stream option. So you can actually just say, I want to sit back and look at these photos as a photo stream. So you can change the speed. I've got it to go as fast as possible, 5 seconds each, because I don't need that long. But maybe you'd like it to be a little bit slower. Show captions. Go ahead and start the photo stream.
I like this app. This is going to be
neat, huh? Oh, here's Usain himself. See, that's a great picture. I love this. It just makes me feel excited. So we're now looking at this kind of in a nice, clean, almost non-app-like view. And this is free too. So what's not to like? Oh, I've been there, Beijing. That's so nice. Hungary. Fencing. See, you don't get fencing in the Winter Olympics.
Right. That's right.
Fence.
Let's take some. I have some swords if you want to.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't actually know how to fence.
That's even better.
It can't be too hard though. I'm sure we could get caught up to speed really quickly.
You're absolutely right. This is great to
see
these dramatic still shots. Just really bring it alive. Are you excited about the opening ceremonies?
Totally.
You know they're going to turn this
mother out.
They're going to turn the stadium into an English countryside. They're going to have pastures, sheep, geese. It's going to be
the best they've got to offer. The finest tea and crumpets. China.
It's so exciting.
I'm so excited. Well, remember
you were a gymnast, weren't you? A gymnast? You watched this with great interest,
when I was
probably.
Very small.
Well, you were a little gymnast.
Wouldn't say I was an Olympic contender, although I might have been had my parents not pulled me out of gymnastics lessons.
You are natural.
They said, "Oh, be well-rounded. Those girls don't know much besides gymnastics," which is true. But
be well-rounded.
Would have been fun.
You wouldn't be here today.
I mean,
if you had not.
It's true.
Been well-rounded.
Yes, you're right.
And
I would have been begging you to do gymnastics shows.
I was well-rounded at birth.
Me too. Fat baby. So those are some Olympics apps from us to you. Enjoy them.
Great. Thank you. You know what? I got as much out of it. I have installed all of those apps. I'm really excited.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
This is fun. See, you learn along with our audience
I do,
in real time.
Basically ignorant.
On the show.
Yep.
That's how we roll.
This is exciting.
Yeah, so for all the links to the apps that we mentioned, don't worry if you missed one or you forget which NBC app is which. We'll have all the links in our show notes. Our episode pages are at twit.tv/IPT. That's where you can watch all of our past episodes, catch up on links that we might have talked about. And if you want to subscribe to the show, this is the easiest way to do it. If you just click on any of the episode pages or just on our main show page, you get all of your nice handy links there. So if you want to subscribe, then you get the show delivered to you each week without even thinking about it. Last week, I wore a Santa hat, and that was really fun.
Yeah.
If you missed
there
it,
you are.
it's definitely not a show to miss.
And there's my dog.
Yeah, your dog, too.
You know, we thank Cachefly for providing the bandwidth for the show.
Yes.
So if you download audio or video, you're downloading it from Cachefly's servers. They're great because they're all over the world. They're what they call a content delivery network. So when you get it, you're getting it from a server that's geographically close to you. That's one of the reasons our downloads are really fast, and we're very grateful. They actually would like us to talk a little bit about one of their partners, which coincidentally is one of my favorite apps on the Mac. Do you use Alfred? Do you know about Alfred on the Mac?
No.
So Alfred, if you ever used Quicksilver, it's like that. You yes. You press Command
I know
space,
what you're talking about.
type the first few letters of whatever. It could be a program, but also could be a document. It could be an address or
and you can assign shortcuts.
You can assign shortcuts, but you don't need to. It just knows everything on your system. It's a really great app. I use it on all of my Macs. And here's a way you could get a Power Pack license, which is the additional. Alfred is free, but for $24 you get a lot of advanced features like iTunes controls, and it works with your terminal and all sorts of cool extensions available. OnePass integration. Here's the deal. Go to alfredapp.com/twit and add Cachefly on Twitter, and you'll be in the contest. 20 licenses to be given away. And I am a big fan of Alfred. They're really nice people in Britain, by the way. So they'll be probably at the Olympics.
Cheerio.
Cheerio, pip, pip, and all that. Alfred app. So this is brought to you also by our friends at Citrix. Let me do this quickly, and we'll get to our news and more.
Hey, you take your time, man. We're just laid back, relaxed.
You are. We got plenty of time. We got an hour till know-how. We got all the time in the world.
Yeah, but see, that's the kind of thinking that gets us into trouble.
I did. I had a long. We started late today because we had Windows Weekly, and Microsoft had all these announcements.
You know that we'll also have Windows Weekly next week and the week after that, right?
Yeah, we're always after Windows
We started
Weekly.
late today because of Windows Weekly.
But this time it was unusual because Microsoft yesterday or Monday had announced the new Office.
It was a big week.
And their quarterly earnings came out at 1, and we had to wait for that. I mean, there was a lot to talk about.
There
Anyway.
was stuff going on.
GoToMeeting is what I want to talk to you about right now from the good folks at Citrix, who are wonderful sponsors of all of our shows. In fact, believe it or not, I think they just signed deals through 2013.
Are we allowed to say that?
Well,
because that's what I heard too.
It's pretty good news, huh? Really happy about that. Thank you, Citrix.
We love you.
And we love GoToMeeting. We use it all the time. Whenever we have meetings, GoToMeeting you're probably aware of is an online meeting service that lets you share your screen with attendees and so forth. And now they have HD Faces, very high quality videos. So if you've got a webcam, it just takes a click to instantly collaborate in group high def video. It looks so good. And I'll tell you, summertime is a great time to use GoToMeeting because you know, everybody's traveling, they're out. Maybe they just want to go home. And this is the thing for iPad today. GoToMeeting works on an iPad. So you do have to start the meeting on a Mac or a PC, but you can join a meeting on an iPad. You can even share your camera video. So watch, she's going to pull it. She's at home. She's taking it easy, plugs in her headphones, joins the meeting with the free GoToMeeting software, and now she can see him, he can see her, your audio and video, everything. You don't need a phone, and you still see the screens. It is amazing. You can pinch and zoom, and the video quality is spectacular. You can chat. This is a great way to get stuff done, and I want you to try it free for 30 days. Visit GoToMeeting.com. Click that orange Try It Free button, and the promo code is iPad, I-P-A-D, and that'll get you 30 days free. The app is free on the iPad. There's also an iPhone app. You're just going to love this. GoToMeeting.com, offer code, promo code, I should say, iPad for iPad Today. We thank them for their support this year and in the year 2013.
So what do you think about this reasoning that because of how Apple did it last year, we might want to expect iOS 6 on July 25th.
Well, I think it's pretty clear that they're going to release Lion. They said Lion will be this month. You don't mean iOS 6, you mean Lion, Mountain Lion.
Yeah, Mountain Lion.
I would jump up and down it, but I think iOS 6 is more like when iPhone 5 comes out in October.
Sorry. I want them to be at the same time, but no, I don't think iOS 6 is actually happening on the 25th.
The next version of OS 10 will be out. Well, they said in July, so even if it's not the 25th, it's got to be soon. I do think it'll be July 25th. They did this last year. They had their earnings call on the 24th. They said tomorrow Lion will be out. Same thing this year. Earnings call is coming up on the 24th. It's on a Tuesday.
Last year it wasn't actually the 24th, but it was the same thing. It was the day before.
I think it was the 24th. They always do it on the 24th of the month.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, I don't think so. I think it was like the 19th
I got to go to meeting
something.
mug. Did you notice that?
That's fair. That's fair. See, it's all everything. It's like a web.
They even give us mugs.
A web of lies. No, I'm just kidding. Go to meeting.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. No, I do think it'll be Tuesday. Or rather Wednesday, the 25th.
And also, there's an overnight for employees, which usually signifies.
They do that all the time, though.
But they don't do it every night. So I mean, there's even more of a reason that they're ramping up.
I think Apple stores, they just like to get the employees in jammies whenever they can. The reason there's an overnight is, of course, they have to move all of the hardware in the store over to Mountain Lion. They do some training. It actually is a big deal. They do it while the store is closed, so that when you come in the next day, Mountain Lion's there.
Everything's up to date, and you can't do it in sort of like a staggered rollout thing, because then someone like me would say, "Wait a second, I'm not leaving this Apple store until you let me take this copy of Mountain Lion that I'm running."
Mountain Lion will not work on a lot of older Macs, so you might want to check Apple's page. But if you have, if you're running Lion, you'll probably be able to run Mountain Lion, and it will be in the App Store, and it's only $20 for all your machines. So I think it's going to be one of those no-brainer upgrades. You could tune in on the 25th and watch this entire network go Mountain Lion all at once.
Yeah. Wow! Wow!
We have a lot of Macs here.
Well, a few of the cool things about Mountain Lion for me is, number one, being able to AirPlay.
July 19th last year. Gosh, the
Didn't
chat
I
room,
say that?
you can't get anything
that,
by them. You cannot get anything by them.
I remember thinking it wasn't exactly the 24th, because whatever, it doesn't matter. Mountain Lion AirPlay from Mountain Lion, totally huge. That's actually something that I think I told the story already, that I've already taken advantage of when I AirPlayed Tennis Match onto the big TV from
your iPad.
Well, not from the iPad, from Mountain Lion.
Oh, because you have Mountain Lion.
Yeah, the beta version on one of the machines in my house. It worked like a charm. Well, always work for everything on TV,
I do that with the iPad all the
really,
time, and I love it. In fact, I was watching when you were getting ready for your new show, i5, for the iPhone.
That's right. That's what it's called.
I was watching you get ready for it on TWiT Live, and what I did is I pulled it up on the iPad, and then I AirPlayed it to my big screen on Apple TV, and it looks great.
Yeah, I love the idea of being to AirPlay from all Apple devices, rather than think, wait, is this? It's just going to be one of those things.
Have you ever tried
an Apple TV.
It's kind of weird to see the iPad interface and swiping and stuff on a 55-inch TV. It's kind of funny. Have you ever tried that?
I have.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
I love it.
Also, Messages is supposed to be
that's important for
updated.
us, for iPad people, because we'll be able to now message people on their phones and their desktop.
Well, we're already supposed to be able to do that. It just doesn't work that well.
Really?
Yeah, because there's an issue with it not associating phone numbers with Apple IDs.
Supposedly
Apple claims that that's going to be a fix, which is, I'm really excited about that, because I've all but stopped using it because I just don't feel like it syncs very well.
You use Facebook Messenger, right? That's what you like.
Well, yeah, it depends on who I'm talking to.
Right.
It's a combination of texting, Facebook Messenger, and then Pair for the special one.
Only one other person can use that.
That's right. Yeah, but that's who I talk to the most, really. Not really texting all that often.
Yeah.
But yeah, Facebook Messenger is definitely my go-to, because why use SMS when you could use data and get closer to your cat? All right, so that's Mountain Lion. We also want to talk about the Nexus 7, which is not an Apple product. In fact, it's very much an Apple rival product.
It's so small, I lost it.
You did. You said, where did the Nexus 7 go? Oh, it's just in the...
It's important to talk about on this show, because everybody says that Apple's going to do an iPad roughly this size. Actually, it'll be a little bit bigger, and it'll be squarer, because this is 16 by 9.
Yeah, this is more of that...
widescreen kind of.
Widescreen.
Yeah. But I love this. I have to say, this is IAS's, but mine's at home, and for $200.
Yeah, $200.
And that's why it's a threat, too. I mean, Apple has got to respond with something in this price range, I think.
I think it's really interesting, and the reason this is relevant, yeah, not only because it's like, this is a tablet, obviously smaller than the iPad. Yeah. It's just a different, really, form factor completely, but that for the first time, no one seems to be able to find too much wrong with.
Right.
Well, there's some issues isolated incidents that people are having.
But MG loves it, and that was a shock when I read MG's column. MG Siegler, who writes for TechCrunch and is a big iPad fan, loved this, and it kind of surprised me. And that's a measure.
It surprised him. You have no idea. He was like sort of looking at me like, I think this is really great. I can't believe I'm saying it.
I praise him for having an open mind, and Andy Iannacco too is on MacBreak Weekly. I've been a fan of Android for a long, long time. And when I had the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7-inch a year ago, I said, this is a perfect size. Because it's just a little smaller. You could put it in your pocket. You're more likely to carry it around. The iPad's just a little bit big compared to this.
It is. I mean, it's much bigger.
But what was different on the Galaxy Tab was it had a very poor version of Android. It had Honeycomb. This is Jelly Bean, the latest Android, and it's fast, it's fluid. And in many, it's still not as elegant as the iPad. Don't make no mistake about that. But in many ways, it's a good, strong competitor.
I think for our purposes, we still haven't gotten any official announcement from Apple, but all signs point to there will be an iPad Mini or something that's called, well, I don't know what it'll be called, later this year. And when that time comes, we'll be featuring it on this show because, of course, this is iPad Today.
You bet.
And this gives me a really good indication of what I can hope for. Of what I've seen of the Nexus 7 so far, there are things that I like. There are things that I like less. And it'll be interesting to see what Apple does because they know that something like this that's a hit will erode their numbers. The iPad has never really had a true competitor. Well, technically, they've had lots of competitors, but nothing that really took much from Apple's market share, because the iPad was it was the tablet to beat, and it hasn't been beaten. This is not a direct competitor also because, again, different form factor. A lot of people say it's an Amazon Kindle Fire killer.
Well, yeah, let me ask you, when you read in bed, do you read on the iPad?
Totally.
Okay. See, the nice thing about this is a little smaller, so it just seems like this is the Kindle app.
It's
a little bit more suited.
It's closer to the size of your average book.
Yeah, it just feels more like you would read this in bed.
Well, and let me see, I have smaller hands than you. Well, this is not so comfortable, but I can palm this.
Right.
At least in portrait mode.
Well, I prop the iPad on a pillow and I go I look at it sideways like this.
Yeah, and then you have to make sure that you have the rotate lock on, or it just keeps locking.
I do rotate lock it for that same reason, yeah.
Yeah, because I know, I actually do like to read.
This is very crisp, too. I don't know if you could tell how good it's almost a Retina display. It's very high quality display.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
I do like the small form factor, and I guess just because none of the 7-inch tablets spoke to me beforehand, I haven't really paid much attention to why it can be better than the 10-inch model in certain situations. Well, that doesn't look very good.
Well, that's
just because
poor formatting on that book. But
yeah. So that's the Nexus 7, and I don't know. I'll see if I can pry it out of your hands when the iPad Mini comes out.
It's a harbinger of things to come.
Yes, exactly. This is the future, or one of them anyway. It's part of the future. The future still being written. We got a duh tip from, oh no, this is my duh tip. Ooh, okay, I'm excited about this. I'm like, who's this from? Oh, it's from me. Duh. Okay, so you know Find My Friends, which seems to be...
You're my only friend.
Yeah, that's not true.
You and Tom
so many friends.
Well, no, on Find My Friends.
Oh, you mean on Find My Friends. Yeah. Oh, of course. So this is actually an app that Leo and I are connected to.
I meant to use this while you were in France.
I don't know why you didn't.
I should have checked to see
you had
if I could find
weeks
you.
to remember.
I know. Darn it.
Leo, Tom, Merritt, and MG are all my friends, and it actually really comes in handy because I feel like Tom always beats me to the office, so he can see where I am on the road when I'm late. You and I don't really need to know each other's location, but why not?
I always check to see where you are every day.
Okay.
It's a little creepy, I know.
Yeah. And I haven't moved, and you know that, obviously. Chad, don't look at my screen because I'm logging into my
You can look at mine. I know exactly where you are right now,
yeah,
sitting next to me.
I'm sitting right next to you.
Yeah.
But
and Tom Merritt, where is he? We don't know. He's in San Rafael. I shouldn't show that. Okay.
So this dud tip is actually good because I was thinking the other day, well, wait a second. I'm logged in. I have Find My Friends downloaded on both my iPhone and my iPad, and I don't always have one or the other one with me. You know, if I go to the gym, I never take my iPhone. I always take my iPad because I like to read. But I don't take my iPad everywhere. I mean, if I walk, I don't know, if I go on a walk or something, unless I've got a backpack, I don't have it. So I was like, how do you make sure that it knows to associate with the right device if you have multiple devices? And it's actually a really easy...
How does it know?
It's actually a really easy answer. So when I'm in my Find My Friends, when you're in the app and you click on Me, so you've got all temporary Me and requests. Click on Me, and then you go up to the settings. No, that's not right. You click on Me. Oh no, now I have to remember.
in account, maybe?
No, it's Me.
Yeah, it's active device. And then upper left it says account.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm being dyslexic right now. If you in the account area, there's a nice drop-down menu, and you've got active device, and then you choose your default. So you make sure that it's defaulting to, in my case, the iPhone, because that's what I usually have with me.
Right.
I almost never don't have the iPhone with me unless, I don't know, I'm at the gym or something. Or iPad. This is my old iPad because I also had it installed on iPad 2. Or this device, new iPad. So that's just a nice little tip for people who either don't have it set up the right way and wonder why people keep locating them at home when they know they're not home, type of a thing. Might help you.
That's a very nice feature, actually, like that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise it would be a mess. And,
right.
And I'd say, you liar, I saw you.
You're at home. You've been at home all week.
You haven't been to the office once. Who was that man sitting next to me? You're a liar. We got to follow up to last week's, to episode 106. This is actually a tweet from Brocco, who says, in response to me saying, oh, it was so much fun. At night when I was on vacation, I would look through all my photos and I was editing them on the fly, even stuff that I had taken with my iPhone because it was on PhotoStream.
I love that.
Brocco says, you probably shouldn't edit photos from PhotoStream because it doesn't store high quality versions. It only stores them when you're actually synced to iTunes on your Mac. And he is right.
Yeah.
I looked this up. In Apple support forums, it's not really anything anyone makes a big deal out of. And depending on what you use to take the picture, it might not matter that much to you.
Well, I could talk a little bit about this.
Please do.
Because it doesn't, I shoot RAW, so it can't understand RAW. Right. So where it gets its JPEG from is the attach, because every camera will make a JPEG, lower quality JPEG for the use in that little LCD on your digital camera.
Right.
And that, in general, is where iPhoto is going to get it from. So you can, in some cameras, say, make a high quality JPEG to attach, and that's a good idea. Or if you do shoot RAW plus JPEG. So it will use the best quality you can find, but it has to be a JPEG.
But I mean, if you're shooting something with your iPhone, for example,
right,
and you've got both of these devices connected on iCloud, right? So the photos I'm shooting with my iPhone, which obviously can't be RAW, show up in PhotoStream on my iPad, and I'm like, cool,
it's a lower quality?
Yes, it's not the highest quality possible.
Oh, that's disappointing. I thought it was.
It's not. No.
Well, that's bad.
I mean, it's enough of a decent quality that I didn't know the difference. But hey, when you're talking about a photo that you really care about, you wouldn't want to, I don't know, go through the trouble of making it pretty and editing and this and that
and that's
if it wasn't
not
the
your
highest
best quality
available. Yeah, something to keep in mind, especially vacation photos and the kind of photos that they're kind of once in a lifetime type of photos.
Now you can tell what quality is if you are in iPhoto by hitting the I for info. It will tell you what the quality is, and so you at least know what you're working on in there. But that's disappointing. I have to look at some iPhone pictures and see. Yeah, this is 3.2 megapixels. That is lower than I thought it was. So that's good to know.
Yeah. So there you go. That's a little tip on PhotoStream. So thanks to Brocco for.
And there's no way to turn that up, huh?
Well, you just it's when you're synced on your laptop. It's the highest qualities
to save bandwidth, of course,
are in PhotoStream.
Yeah.
It's not as if they don't exist,
right.
And you can share them through iCloud just not on the iPad. So, good tip. We have an iPad Star of the Week. We haven't had one for a while, but this is a good one because he's a Papillon.
And he's cute. He looks a lot like Ozzy.
This is Ziggy. All right.
Ziggy.
So Said Kurtz, I think that's how you pronounce your name, Said, wrote us and said, here is my wife and my Papillon named Ziggy.
I hope that's not his wife, because if it is, his wife has a goatee.
No, that's Ziggy. And him and Said.
Yeah, I don't see his wife anywhere.
Well, the dog is shared by him and his wife.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yes. No,
Okay.
the wife isn't in the picture.
Some wives have goatees. It's not impossible.
Just two dudes. He says, just dropping you a note to let you know that your podcasts are often a source of ideas for the Tech Man column I write for the Sunday Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Cool.
And the Tech Talk podcast I do on postgazette.com. In fact, it was probably partially due to watching the screensavers that got me into tech, writing and reporting. My background
Isn't that nice?
was as a journalist, not an IT guy. Keep on keeping on. Thank you, Said. And hi,
nice?
Ziggy. You're really cute. I wish Ozzy was here.
Ozzy, where's Ozzy?
They could do like a doppelganger thing.
Ozzy, we want to show.
Ozzy?
Now the whole staff is running around looking for my dog.
Well, you guys don't have to.
He's probably in the basement.
I think we're not that serious. It's cool. He'll be back next week. So yeah, that's Ziggy. Thanks, Said.
Very
it's always
nice.
nice to feature
Very
an animal
cute.
here and there on this little show.
So should we take a break?
Yeah, why not?
And we still have, don't forget, our app caps to come and
That's
more.
true. That's true.
There's Ozzy. Oh, it's because Lisa has cheesecake. Ozzy is with Lisa. Come here, Ozzy. It's all right.
He's like, no, I want food.
No, I want food. He will follow whoever has food. That's.
Here, grab him.
Here, give me food. Come here. Oh, forget it. It's all right.
Okay. Well, I tried it.
Live television, you know?
Okay. Who does Ozzy like?
People with
I've
cheesecake.
lost my dog. He's following right on her heels.
Are we really having champagne at the staff meeting today, by the way?
Oh, I should.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
I forgot to put it in the fridge.
Ew.
Could you put the
Hot, flat
champagne in the fridge? It's on my desk.
Okay, so the answer is yes.
Well,
we really are.
If
is the
it's
best.
cold enough.
Happy Thursday.
This show brought to you by, you know who pays for the champagne? Ford Motor Company.
Thanks, Ford.
That's who pays for the champagne. They also paid for Ozzy.
Burp.
No, Ford is a great sponsor on our shows, and we really are grateful to them for their support. And I encourage you, when it's time to get a new vehicle, to go to your Ford dealer. And I really want you to try these amazing electric Focuses. The 2012 Focus is out now. 0 emissions, because it's all electric. There's no gas engine in there at all, and it's oh my gosh, is it a beautiful vehicle. So much fun to drive. And when you test drive it, bring your iPhone or bring your Android phone. You could even bring a BlackBerry and try the My Ford mobile app. It'll run on your iPad too. It does so many cool things. For instance, it could tell you where your car is, which is great. It could tell you where the nearest charging station is. If you're plugged in the garage, the car's plugged in the garage, and you're sitting in the living room, you could see what the state of charge is, how it's going. You could tell the car, hey, be ready for me. I'm going to be driving at 7:30. They call it your go time. And and you say, I want it to be 72 degrees in that car when I get in. And in the summer, it'll cool it. In the winter, it'll heat it. It'll get it just the right temperature before you go. I love that. They've got a value charging feature. This is really cool. You press a button and say, only charge at the lowest utility rates. And it'll wait till 3 in the morning or whatever that is and charge up then. Charges fast, too, by the way. If you have the charging station, 3 or 4 hours, full charge. I just am a big fan of the Ford Focus Electric, and you've got to test drive it and the My Ford mobile app. There's also a My Ford mobile website where they have leaderboards for people like who've saved the most CO2 this week. It helps you save money, helps you save gas, helps you have some fun with your 2012 Ford Focus Electric. They've really turned this vehicle into a 21st century consumer electronic device. I love it, and I love Ford, and I want you to try it. Try that blue oval. Bring your smartphone. Ford.com/technology to find out more. Or visit your EV certified Ford dealer and test drive that Focus. I'm telling you, you're going to love it.
I mean, if you've got to be in your car, you might as well have all these cool
that's exactly
games that you can kind of play with yourself.
That's exactly what Ford is saying. Is consumers want to stay in touch. They don't want to close the door in the car and suddenly jump back to the 19th century. They want to be online, but you got to do it in a way that's safe, so you don't take your hands off the wheel or your eyes off the road. And they've really licked it with the I almost want to call it Siri, with Ford Sync, which is just, I mean, it's just like Siri, with the app link and the API they have for developers, so people can write software that uses Sync. I mean, it's just really cool. But enough of that.
But enough of Ford, even though you're super awesome, Ford. Let's get to some of your viewer feedback. Got a lot this week. First one is an email from Chad. Not, oh my God, Chad. Not our Chad. A different Chad. He says, hey guys, it seems everybody's convinced that if Apple makes a 7-inch device, then it would be called the iPad mini.
Right.
What if they decided to use a whole different name like iReader? That way, people would know it's more of a book, magazine, reading device.
That's a good idea.
Instead of a device just like the iPad. Just my thoughts. I guess we'll find out when if Apple releases a 7-inch device. I kind of like so I don't like the name iPad mini.
No.
I know that that's kind of what we're all just calling it as a placeholder.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
What do you think they're going to call it?
I think the Reader's a good name. Who knows what they're going to call it?
But the thing is that I don't think Apple would go
They could call it
trouble.
the new iPad.
No, that's silly. Well,
I have given up guessing what Apple's going to name stuff. Who knows?
I think iPad, I don't know. iPad mini just sounds...
No, mini doesn't. Mini's diminutive. You don't want to use the word mini.
iPod Nano. But that was a good thing because you wanted it to be as small as possible. So I'm not sure, but I don't like the name iPad. I just think it sounds, I don't know. I don't like what I think of when I think of iPad.
A lot of people in the chat
mini.
room, like Becky and Monkey Stick, say iPad 7.
Oh, what? Oh, okay.
Because it's a 7-inch. But it's not 7, by the way. It's 7.85 inches.
Right, and they're not going to call
according to the rumor.
The iPad 7.85. Also, that makes it sound like they're going back to the way that they used to name iPads. You know, iPad 1, 2, new iPad.
How about the MaxiPad?
See, that's what I think of when I hear iPad mini. I didn't want to say it, but we're all thinking that, right?
No, I think that
some of us anyway.
You know what? There's somebody getting paid a lot of money in a room right now, going through this in their conversation, and I'm sure they'll come up with something exciting.
I do think that
they'll call it Zeus.
The iZeus.
The iZeus.
I'm kind of sick of the little I. Maybe one day.
Get rid of the I. It's time to get rid of the I.
It's called Pad.
iBook. They own iBook.
That's pretty confusing. Okay, so but Chad's idea, iReader, even though that's a cool name, but I don't think just because it's a 7-inch tablet, it'll be just for reading.
No, you watch movies on it. In fact, movies on the Nexus 7 are great.
Well, you can do all sorts of things, though.
Yeah.
I don't even think that we say, oh, because it's smaller, it's more of that consumption device that we used to call the iPad before we realized you could do so many things on it, really pretty much run your office on it.
It is an interesting, it's a fun game to play because it's not obvious what to call it. I agree, iPad mini is not the name.
And it will be, and then we're going to feel silly.
No, there's no
iPad.
way. You don't name something mini, it sounds like it's less. So I go, well, of course, there's the Mini Cooper.
Right, and that's really cool. We don't know. But hey, Chad threw his hat in the ring. iReader. So we'll see. We'll see sooner than later, hopefully. Got another email from Barry. In fact, he sent it from his iPad. His email tells me that. He says, the Click iOS app that you mentioned has been removed from the App Store.
What?
Why? The company that makes the API that it uses is Face.com, that was bought by Facebook.
Right.
And
Facebook killed it.
Facebook said, absolutely not.
Nope.
So Click don't work no more. I think you showed it off.
Yeah.
A few episodes ago.
It was a great app that you take a
Face
picture. I
recognition.
did it of you, and it says, Sarah, it knows who you are because you're my Facebook friend. But Facebook bought the company and dismantled the service, and so there you go.
That's one of the things where I'm not saying it's a negative thing that Facebook bought a company that's going to make Facebook better, because I am a Facebook user, so I want it to be good. But big companies buying littler companies, it happens all the time, and often we as the users are left out in the dust. It's not even just that a company went under. That happens too, where then you go, oh, okay, I got to get all of my data off of their servers before they shut down. But then the company that buys that company, the smaller company, doesn't really care about who was using it because they're concerned with how the technology will help them moving forward. Weep?
Yes, I weep.
There
was a great, remember Drop.io? There was a great service called Drop.io.
Yeah.
And Facebook bought it. They closed it immediately. They never replaced it with anything else.
People complained that Twitter bought TweetDeck and then TweetDeck got worse.
It didn't, yeah. Twitter had no interest in keeping TweetDeck around.
Yeah, they just didn't want people using it, really.
Right.
They made it worse.
It is sad, but this is the nature of the world.
It is the nature. So we'll try to keep you updated, and thanks so much to Barry for the heads up. Stuff that we talk about, that was only a couple of weeks ago. Things change around here, especially in the app world.
iPad Air?
iPad Air. That is a good one. That actually makes it, that makes more sense.
Light.
Because the Air was...
That was from the chat room, by the way. I don't know who said it first, but that's a good one. I like it.
Paul Mack says, no way, iPad Air. But think about it. MacBook Air sounded weird, too, at first. And now we don't even think about it.
That was my idea.
Beatmaster, I think you might be onto that. We got a voicemail from Andrea. She has a tip and she has a question. It's like a 2-for-1.
Sarah, my name is Andrea Earl, and I teach middle school in Santa Ana, California. Sarah was talking about how hard it is to edit Google Docs on the iPad. Well, check out OnCloud. OnCloud attaches to, or links to your Dropbox, Google Docs, and Box.net. And then it lets you edit any of those files in a real Word, PowerPoint, or Excel format. My question for you today, though, has to do with getting videos out of an iPhone or an Android. I'm using Bring Your Own Device in my classroom, and the problem is to get the videos the kids create out of their mobile devices, I have to plug them all into my computer. Do you have any suggestions? Thanks so much. Love the show.
So she's got a bunch of students who are bringing in devices, and they've got videos, and then it becomes a hassle to play all the videos because she's got to then download them all.
I know of no other way to do that. That's kind of what Apple set up.
Yeah.
Now, that's one of the things we like about AirPlay. If they're AirPlay-compatible devices and you had an Apple TV at the school, all they would have to do is get on the Wi-Fi. It's kind of complicated, but get on the Wi-Fi, select the Apple TV, and then they could play it directly from their device. That won't work with an iPod.
I mean, it might be complicated to set up, but it works pretty well once you've got the network. But yeah, I mean,
I know of no other way to do this. I know of no other way to do this.
And you can't really say, well, you have to bring in an Apple device because that, well, you can't say that. I know. I guess it's just cumbersome to have to get all of the videos onto her computer, then to play them all at once. What if you had one of those, oh gosh, now I'm forgetting the name of the company, those projectors, we're always seeing them at Macworld.
Oh, a little Pico projector.
Yeah.
You could do that.
And then if you had some sort of, like a blank wall or something that you could,
by the way,
you could actually project the image so that the classroom could all see at once. This is
challenging.
It is challenging.
And because it's Android and iPhone, there's no one solution that's going to work. If you have Android phones that have USB, HDMI capability, you could just connect them to those projectors. It's not easy. By the way, she said OnCloud. It's Cloud On.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice.
Did she say Cloud On? I thought she said OnCloud.
I think that's what she meant.
Cloud On is free and it's very cool.
Yeah. I think she's talking about how I said I couldn't totally leave my laptop at home because I had to do some work while I was on vacation, and Google Docs, because I work in spreadsheets on Google Docs quite a bit, is very difficult to use on the iPad if you're actually editing cells. Looking at them is fine, but actually editing them quickly is a huge pain in the butt. So I will try Cloud On and see if this is something that makes my life easier, because if I can use just my iPad, especially during TNT, which moves really fast and we're all in our spreadsheet, I will. And this show too, for that matter. It'd be great.
So so here it is, by the way. Let's just close this. And here's my Google Docs. Let me open iPad today. Let's see if I can edit. That's in a spreadsheet.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is my Google Drive, and as she said, Box.net, or it also supports Dropbox. It's a little slow. Well, I'll keep working on this, and
keep
when it's working
on
I'll
it.
show you.
In the meantime, Hagen from Germany.
Hello, Hagen.
Hello, Hagen. Has one more app pick in our whole text-to-speech series, which is, we've really struck a nerve with this one because you guys keep bringing good suggestions to us, and Hagen made an awesome video, so take it away, sir.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Leo. Great show. Greetings from Germany. This is Hagen. You were looking for a text-to-speech application.
We
Now,
were.
this is Voice Reader. There's actually two versions. Voice Reader for your documents, emails, and Voice Reader Web, which is basically a browser. You can open any page you would like. You can switch to text mode to see what text is going to be read. You adjust your settings, can choose any kind of speaker. You can also download the speakers in different languages to have them available offline. You can adjust speed, pitch, volume. Once you're fine, you just have it read.
Leo Laporte has worked as an author, speaker, and broadcaster in New Haven, Monterey, San Jose, San Francisco, and
nice
Los Angeles, most recently focusing on technology coverage for radio, television, and the internet.
That sounded very natural.
Now, something really great about it, you can actually produce your own audiobooks. You just have to hit save, and you can save the page, save the audio, save
version.
text and audio, send text and audio to your email account, and make it available in your personal audio system. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Leo. Take care and have fun.
Thank you, Hagen.
That's great.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Leo.
You know, he's obviously shot that with a 5D Mark II or some sort of DSLR. That's beautiful.
Yeah, some
video.
sort of wide-angle thing.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat, I'm not going to say who, said his production looks better than ours. He's kind of right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. Hagen's
So what was the name of that
show-off.
app that reads the whole thing? It's really cool.
Oh no.
Love that.
What was it called?
Rewind.
He had two of them. He had two of them.
So while you're looking, I'm editing in Cloud On. Now remember, Cloud On, and we talked about it before, like the other one that I can't remember the name of, On Live.
Yes, which I actually get confused.
Boots up a copy of Windows and lets you run, basically run Excel. So I'm running Microsoft Excel, editing a spreadsheet.
You've got the spreadsheet that I created in Google Docs open.
And I can go in here and edit it.
Well, but let's see.
It's a little sluggish because we're running Windows in emulation, basically.
Let's see you actually. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's doable. Certainly, if you had an external keyboard, which
I do.
Yeah,
but that worked pretty well. So and it's free. It's Cloud On. Cloud On. And now, do we know the name of Hagen's? I could probably look in Cloud On. Let me look.
It's called Voice Reader.
Voice Reader. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chad.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't have it written down because it's a video. By the way, really quickly, speaking of videos and voicemails, and by the way, more videos. I mean, that's just awesome. But voicemails, very often, we get a lot of voicemails, and you might think, why aren't they playing my voicemail on the show?
Why aren't they?
And sometimes someone will call in with it's like a tech question.
Right.
And the problem is that sometimes it's an answer that's relatively easy for me, but I don't know how to answer you because we're not really going to play that many tech questions on the show. We do a little bit, you know, the Ask Leo segments, but it's not really just a help me with this tech problem type of a thing. But if you leave it as a voicemail, then I can't email you back. I'm not going to call you.
That's a good point.
Because I don't want to bug you during dinner. Right. Yeah, so just keep that in mind for those of you who
I think you should call each and every one of them. Hi, this is Sarah Lane from iPad Today. I got your voicemail, and I hope you're not eating dinner. Is this a good time?
Is this a good time? You had a tech question. It's not even about iOS, but I'm going to answer it anyway. So thank you to everybody who wrote in. Special thanks to Hagen for his video. And if you sent us
Do you think his
video,
last name is Das?
I hope so. I really hope so. That'd be awesome. If you sent us a video and you're wondering, hey, why didn't they feature it? It was really good. Send it again because maybe I missed it. In fact, if you put video in the subject line, you put it all in caps, then it'd be possible to pass over. Reminder, we do love your feedback. iPad Today at twit.tv is the way to email us. Voicemail number is 757-504-IPAD. You can send us a video. Just upload it somewhere and then send us the link, email us the link. That's probably the best way to do it. And then a reminder, if you're not watching us live and you want to watch us live next time, we have a new time. We're half an hour earlier than we have been thus far in the lifetime 107 episode long of iPad Today. We are now 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays. Thank you.
They've got TV shows for everything nowadays.
Like what is making you say that?
Pregnant in Heels, have you watched that?
No.
On the Bravo Network.
Pregnant in Heels?
That's the name of it.
What is that?
I don't know what it is. It's
Like-
on right
like
now. I'm just watching it. I just
Shoes
thought
with heels?
that doesn't seem like a good idea.
Pregnant in heels. Well, I mean, I don't really like being in heels at all. Probably would like it less if I was pregnant. Maybe that's why the show's so compelling. Who are these women
fascinating.
who prefer it? Wait, why are you watching TV? We're in the middle of a show.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just playing with the sling. This is so cool. Wait a minute. I just gotta show you.
Inappropriate.
So if you gotta get a Slingbox, okay? You get it. You take it home and you connect it up to your DVR. In this case, it's connected to my dish network, my DVR. You could connect it to your satellite or cable box. You could connect it to your Blu-ray, anything that's in your home theater, right? And then the other end of the box is an Ethernet jack. You can connect that to your network. Now, you've got password-protected access to your home theater system anywhere you go. So you get the iPad app, and suddenly I'm able to watch, as I am right now. And look at this is even the dish remote control. And it works. You know, I could press DVR and I could see what's on my DVR. I could set a program. I can set a recording. These are all the different things I can watch. Let's see. Oh, I missed the newsroom last week, so I should probably watch that. You can watch live TV. Anything you could do in your home theater, it's here. Thanks. Oh, Bonanza Time, Big Valley, Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. I don't know what I'm watching now. The picture. Oh, I guess I've got the Western. I got the Western Network. All right, I'm going to reveal you something today. This is not my dish player. This is somebody at Sling set us up with a dish player that I could log into. This is kind of fun, though, I got to say. And I love having the remote control. I think that is just it's so pretty. Look at that. Anyway, here's the deal. Find out more. Slingbox.com/twit. You can get one at Amazon or Best Buy, but find out more. Do get one. Set it up at home. Get the iPad app, and suddenly your iPad is exactly what it was always meant to be. It's a personal television set.
Especially during the Olympics.
Oh, now you've got the Olympics on live, and you've got your Olympics app. You can switch back and forth. I mean, I just love this. It's so cool. Wait a minute. The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Hold on. Oh, my goodness.
Burr, Leo, burr. It's cold in here.
Why are you so chilly, Sarah Lane? Should I put my hat on, too?
Time.
Oh, it's time for the up caps.
Siberia is colder than I thought it would be. Hey, this is
By the way, I got to point out, Ozzy took a bite out of the right-hand side of that. The other side, the ear is bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a bad ear.
The dog's been chewing on that one. So sorry. I didn't notice it till just now.
Well, it's okay. It kind of just almost makes me look cooler.
Or something.
If that was possible.
Or crazy.
Or crazier.
Yeah.
Crazy and cool.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show where Leo and I both pick an iPad app that we like, and we wear hats while we do that.
Oh, hallelujah.
It's just
Thank goodness
one of these
there's a show like that on TV.
Yeah, right? I mean, we're
So
filling a
happy.
need, obviously.
Yes.
I'll go first. This is an app that I have ignored.
We're pregnant in hats.
Yeah. Pregnant with knowledge.
That's what we are.
Yeah. Embarrassment of riches.
I scared you for a moment, didn't I?
How did you?
She went.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. This
Peak.
is an app that I have been avoiding for a long time. You know that I'm not the biggest iPad gamer.
Right.
I dabble, but I'm not going to download every game that's available because that would be a full-time job.
That's my job.
That's right. Exactly. That's your job. You play them while I'm talking about other things.
I do, actually.
This is an app that, in fact, Colin Weir, who works here at TWiT, said he heard me playing the game and he recognized the music and was like, wow, I haven't launched that game since, I was moving to California a year ago. What am I talking about?
Yeah, I'm excited
It's actually the editor's choice, which made me think, it's time that I stop ignoring it.
Oh,
Tiny
it's
Wings.
little, Tiny Wings. I love this. But there's a new version.
Yeah, Tiny Wings HD.
Yeah.
So we are...
And it's a multiplayer, too. This is so cool.
Yeah, it's connected to Game Center, as you can see. And this game, if you're familiar with it, it's adorable.
It's really fun.
You know what I like about it? So I know this is silly, but some games where even Angry Birds, it's sort of like they're like animals dying, even though it's very cartoonish. And
right.
I sort of feel bad.
They don't really die.
They don't really die,
cartoon.
but it's like there is a violent thing, implication where I'm like,
no violence here. You're just flying around.
You're just flying around. Yeah, you just want to fly as much as possible before it gets dark at night.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty much all there is to it. I'm really bad at this game.
Your bird is sleeping right now, but let's wake him up.
Let's wake him up.
Whoa.
And now the object of the game
Get your hat out of the way.
Is to...
Your hat's in the way.
Oh, sorry. The object of... It's a really big hat.
So you go faster, and you don't want...
So what you want to do, what I'm doing is...
Speed up when you're going downhill.
Yeah, exactly. See, if you do this while you're going uphill, you actually slow down. You want to get air, right?
Right.
But you also don't want to miss these coins that you're seeing every once in a while. So there's no coins right now, and I want to go as fast as possible because the day is... It's getting darker all the time, right? Just like a normal day. Well, see.
The trick is to speed up on the downhill slopes.
Exactly.
And let go on the uphill slopes.
And then you get
There's
like
a rhythm
coins,
to it.
which you want to get as many as possible, of course, because it helps you with your point score. You also get these little like, you get extra points if you hit a cloud.
Pretend you're driving a Ford Focus 2012 electric. So you want to use the regenerative braking. Oh, nice job.
And that's how you go to the next level.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good job, Sarah Lane.
You get the idea, right? Oh gosh, I'm not even
It's a
trying.
deceptively simple and very fun game.
It's fun because it's extremely simple. And once you kind of get the hang of the momentum part of it, it's not that hard. But it's not
It
that
doesn't
hard
matter,
to
by the way.
understand what
You're hitting the bird. You could hit anywhere on the screen.
Right.
So
I just kind of like to.
You just like to touch the bird.
Well, yeah, it kind of helps me. And there's cute little tiny wings, right? That's it. That's all you're doing. It's great. Now this is not a free app. It's $3.
It's a lot easier if you. Yeah, there you go. Now you're cooking.
I guess you're right. I'm sort of better off.
This is the first time there's been an iPad version of this.
Dark.
I've played this for years on the iPhone. Quick, eat some. Oh, hurry, hurry, little bird. Hurry, little bird.
Okay. Well,
hurry, it's almost dark.
I was telling.
Sleepy time.
See, so that's how you die. That's how you die.
You didn't really die. You just had to go to bed.
Yeah. I have to sleep and rest on my energy. Tiny Wings HD. I love it.
All right,
$3
I got a good one.
What are you
Did
gonna
you
do?
ever play $3? Okay, this one's $1.99, so it's a little cheaper, but still fun.
You win.
We're not competing on price. We're competing on features.
Yes.
Did you ever
We're
play
not actually really competing.
Populous or Black and White?
Boy, it's hot in here.
Great. Is your head sweating?
We're actually not in Siberia. Woo, thank you. All right, continue.
Those were fun games where you're kind of God, and your finger gets to
Love
do
being
stuff,
God.
and you drag people around. I love that kind of game too. And then there've been a couple of iOS games like that, and it makes sense because it's a touch game, really. This is called Velocirapture, and you are a dinosaur, and the meteor is coming, the end of the world. God is smiting the dinosaur races. So your job is to save as many dinosaurs from the end as possible. And it's a really, I have to say, it's a really fun game. Here we are in the dinosaur town, which has been smitten by the meteor. I'm actually a little farther along on my iPhone version of this game. It's the first time I've put this on the iPad. It's really fun. So you unlock and so forth. But the idea of this game, there's the hand of God, right? And your goal is to get the green dinosaurs into the hand of God, not the red dinosaurs. Whoops. You can't, they cost you glory. So you're trying to get glory, right? The green ones is good. The red ones, I forgot what you do with the red ones. You just smite them. All right. I haven't played this in a while. So here we are. You get combos. What do I do with these guys? I hit them? Throw them somewhere else?
Oh, he's out of there.
Yeah, I forgot what I do with the red ones. You just want to get the green ones.
So that's weird.
It's like Angry Birds, only vertical. Not exactly. Oh, see? Okay, now it's a red fest. You don't want to get the red ones in there.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
I know. I forgot the rules. It's been a while since I played. It's really a fun game, though. Really is fun.
I like the green hand of God.
Oh, you smite them. What am I thinking? Okay, so the red ones I want to smite. That's right.
Oh,
I want to rapture up the green ones. Those are the good guys, and I want to smite the red ones.
Die red.
Yeah. So now you have to. If you miss the hand, you cost glory, right? So you got to hit the hand. I mean, it's kind of and they run and smite this guy. This is, believe it or not, it's Remember, one of my pet peeves, whoa, see, I threw a red guy in there. That's exciting. One of my pet peeves is iPad games that don't take advantage of the, oh, you can do multiple spliting. You can do like this.
Oh, wow.
It's really fun. Is iPad games that don't fit the touch genre, right?
Right.
This is perfect for controls in a touch environment. It's made for touch, and it's such a fun. Oops! I smote some green ones. You don't want to smite the green ones. You want to save the green ones and smite the red ones. Yeah, that was a chain smite.
So this is sort of that violent thing I was talking about.
Yeah, this is the thing you don't like, but you're only you're saving good dinosaurs.
I'm less likely to play this.
Okay, here's a red fest.
But that's just because I'm.
That was a chain smite. Boom, 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 boom. If you don't smite them fast enough, they'll get in there.
They'll get you.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's fun.
No, it's not. You hate it.
I don't hate it.
Because you're killing cartoon
dinosaurs. I'm just more likely to try to get a little bit better at tiny wings. But Velocirapture is a great name.
See, I like being God. That's my
I had no idea.
That was sarcasm, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never heard it before. Oh, I threw red guys in the hand. Now I'm dead. Anyway, you get the idea.
Good work.
This is a fun game. It's called Velocirapture, because the rapture is, they're being raptured out of there.
Yeah, the rapture,
$1.99.
you know, that whole thing we're waiting
iPad
for.
or iPhone, but that's the iPad.
Adult Swim.
Yeah, it's from Adult Swim. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, you know, it is cool. When I looked it up in the App Store, I was like, Adult Swim? Huh, interesting.
Yeah. I presume it's the same people who do the Adult Swim on Nickelodeon. I don't know.
I believe it is, because they've got the little brackets
like
around the
Yeah, I'm just going to smite some dinosaurs while you're talking.
So a couple good games for you. You got some Olympic apps. We had tips and tricks, tips, videos. I mean, this was a jam-packed show. It was like a little of everything. Really, really, really excited. Let's all get ready for the Olympics.
I'm excited,
and cheer on our teams.
Cheer on the Russians.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, so it starts next.
A week from Friday, I think, yeah?
Right, yeah. So we've got a little bit of time to get up to speed.
To download all the stuff.
But that is it for this edition of iPad Today. We are plumb out of time.
Chain smite.
I've got champagne back in the fridge that I'd like
good.
to get
Let's put it in the fridge.
in. You actually still have to do an episode of Know How.
Know How's coming up with I as Actar. You know what we're going to be doing is we're going to be burning new firmware onto all of those Linksys Cisco routers so that Linksys can't steal our stuff.
Nice. Who wants Linksys to steal your stuff? Certainly not me.
Not me.
For anybody who's not watching us live, Know How is one of our newest shows on the TWiT network.
Yeah, wait a minute.
What?
I know where you're going here.
No.
It's not the only newest show.
That's true.
There's a new show starting Monday that everybody should watch, especially if you're an iPad, iPhone user. We like to call it i5 for the iPad, and it stars this treacherous ball of steel right here. Let's take a look.
Ow! Every week we're going to round up 5 iPhone topics.
It's you. Where's the hat?
Anything's
You
game.
can't do an app
apps,
cap on this show.
iOS tips, shortcuts, accessories,
Shortcuts?
Apple's latest patent-related lawsuits. Just kidding about the last one, although there probably are 5 of them.
Sarah Lane, i5 for the iPhone. You can watch the rest of that at twit.tv/i5. Start watching live. It is 11 a.m. Monday. What time is it on Monday?
11 a.m. Monday is
Pacific.
Yes.
That's 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1800
right.
UTC.
It's basically directly following TNT.
Right after TNT. So you'll do TNT. You'll
run
over to the
live
other side.
Folks.
And,
keep in mind that the live show and the finished show, sort of like iPad Today, will be different. I mean, this is the rough version of our show, and then we add a lot of stuff in post-production. Well, we add all the topic bars, and see, you don't actually watch the show, so you don't know what we do.
Do you make me look better?
What do you think Jeff Stewart is doing back there all day? He's actually enhancing our programming. i5 for the iPhone is actually going to be sweetened up quite a bit because we're going to do over-the-shoulder shots, and we want to make sure that, because the iPhone is so small, it's a lot easier to shoot an iPad, you know, from the cameras that we have mounted behind us. The iPhone is so small that we want to make sure we're precise. So we'll be doing a little bit of, let's go through this again.
You're over-explaining. Just watch the damn show. 11 o'clock
just wanted to look
Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1800 UTC. And if you want the on-demand edited version, sweetened, as they say, just go to twit.tv/i5. Or, you know, best subscribe. Because we want to make you #1 on iTunes. You should be #1.
I would like to be.
Everybody should right now. Is the feed up?
I don't think so yet.
Okay,
I think
well,
John's still working on it.
As soon as the feed is up.
By the time you're watching this, it may very well be up and
not
and
iPad.
live.
Not iPad for the iPad. If I said that, that was wrong.
I will not be doing app caps on the show. The whole idea is.
There she goes again.
What? I don't know. Where else am I going to explain this?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening.
The whole idea is we don't want to take away from this show.
No, it's separate.
You know, it's not meant to just be like, oh, it's the same kind of show,
not an iOS
but just
show.
iPhone.
This is the iPad show.
Right.
That's the iPhone show.
Yes.
Now
but
we
I want
don't
them
know
to be
where
very
that.
different.
The reason we care about the naming of the Mini is we don't know which show that's going to go in. Depends on the naming. If they call it an iPod or an iPhone Mini.
They're going to call it an iPad. The iPad brand is like the hot brand right now. iPod? No. Well, you know what? I have no idea. We have to say goodbye, or we're going to sit here until we're 95.
So, do you get over-the-shoulder shots and then you sweeten it? Or do you sweeten it and then you get the over-the-shoulder shots? Or are there lower...
He is insufferable.
Go ahead, just hit me. Ow!
Good thing you're wearing this big old hat.
Ow!
All right, bye,
Thanks
everybody.
for joining us. Bye-bye. We'll see you next time.